Hi, it's Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I have the bean stitch for us. This is an intermediate stitch. It's one of my favorite stitches to do. It looks like little coffee beans kind of woven together. This is a wonderful stitch. You can do this on blankets, you can do this on hats, you can do it on scarves. I just really like this stitch. You can do a solid bean stitch together. You can put single crochet or double crochet or something in between rows of bean stitches. I just really like this stitch. I just think it's a fabulous stitch. So grab your hooks, grab your yarn, and let's get started making some bean stitches. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a J or 6.0 millimeter hook and worsted weight yarn. You're going to want a hook size about one size larger than the recommended hook size for the yarn that you're using, because you're going to be drawing through a lot of loops doing the bean stitch, so you're going to want to use a slightly larger hook unless you have really loose tension. Then you could probably use the recommended hook size, but I usually go just one size up, and then you have to adjust your number of chains for the project that you're doing. For your foundation chain, you want your chain to be in an even number. So for today's tutorial, we're going to do 24 chains. Once you have your chain of 24, flip your chain over, and we're going to be working these back bars of the chain, or these back humps. Now, you don't have to work into the chain this way, but I like to work into the chain this way because it gives you a more finished edge for your project. So second chain from hook, we're going to single crochet. And place one single crochet into each stitch all the way across your chain. Continue placing single crochets into your chain, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I'm at the end of row 1. To start row 2, we're going to chain 1, turn the work, and we're going to single crochet in the first stitch. We're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to bean stitch into the next. And how we do a bean stitch is we're going to insert into the stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, and pull up a loop. We have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, chain 1 to complete the stitch, and we're ready to do a second bean stitch now. Skip the next stitch, insert into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the next, insert again into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, insert again into the stitch, pull up a loop. We now have 6 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 6. Chain 1 to complete the stitch. Skip the next stitch right here, go into the next one, and repeat. Pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pull through all 6, chain 1 to complete the stitch. Continue this pattern all the way down to the end of the row, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. We're at the end of row 2. We have 2 stitches left. We're going to skip the next stitch and single crochet into the last stitch. Chain 1 and turn the work. To start row 3, we're going to single crochet into the first stitch. Then we're going to be working into these little spaces right here. As you can see, these little tiny spaces right there. That's the space we're going to be working into, right there. You might have to pull your beans apart so that you can see those little triangle spaces. But those are the spaces that we're going to be working into. So we're going to place a bean stitch into each one of those triangle spaces. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, and pull up a loop. You have 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, chain 1 to complete the stitch. And we're going to move on to the next one. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, yarn over, and insert and pull up a loop. Again, 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, and complete the stitch. One more time I'll show you. Go into this triangle spot, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert again, pull up a loop, one more time. So we have 6 loops on our hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yarn over, and pull through all 6, and chain 1 to complete. Please continue this all the way down, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of the row. I've come to the end of the row. I've made my last bean stitch, and I'm going to single crochet in the last stitch. To continue this pattern, you would just keep making bean stitches just like you were in row 2. So you just repeat row 2 for however long you want your projects to be. Let's say you wanted to put a row of single crochet in to break things up, like you want to put a row of single crochet and then a couple rows of single crochet and then a couple rows of bean stitches just to add some different texture. You can do that. You would chain 1, turn the work, and then you would place 2 single crochets into your first stitch, and then 2 single crochets into each one of the chain spaces all the way across until you get to your last stitch. In your last stitch, you're only going to place 1 single crochet. Now I know it seems a little odd because you would think that your counts are going to be off, but trust me, they won't. It will be the correct count because you started with 23 stitches, and if you do this, you'll also have 23 stitches when you get down to the end of your row. And I'll just, since I'm almost there anyway, I'll show you. So I'm at the end, and instead of placing 2 single crochets there, we're just going to place 1. And if you go back and count your stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You have 23 stitches. Now you can turn and start, and you can start putting bean stitches in there, or you can place another row of singles or half doubles or something in there, whatever you would like to do, whatever your pattern calls for, or you can start up with another row of bean stitches. But that is how you do the bean stitch. If you've liked this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.